What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another SitM Podcast episode, and I am your host, Tutu, and I'm bringing you guys the Artist Spotlight Edition, where I basically use this platform to showcase all my creatives, all my talents. Like, literally, if you have a passion for anything, I'm all here for it. You could be an artist, you could be a musician, you could be a rapper, you could be a stripper. I'm dead ass trying to get strippers on here. Like, I'm so serious right now. Like, if you have a passion for what you do, I'm all here for it. So, reach out to us. Let us know if you want to be on here and showcase your platform and your talent or whatever you got going on. If you guys are new to our channel, welcome and what's up to the family. Make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys also follow us on all our social media platforms at SitM Podcast. And also, I always got to shout out our store, like SitMpodcast.com. Listen, we got all the dope merchandise. We got all the latest, hottest stuff. So make sure you definitely go check it out and make sure you copy some. So, guys, I'm excited. I'm excited to be back in the studio for one, because I feel like it's been forever since I've been in here. But I'm also excited because I got somebody dope in the studio. Like, y'all, I've been trying to get this man in the studio for the longest. And I finally was able to get a hold of him. So I'm so hyped for this interview. I'm so dope to get to know more about you and see what you're about. But I want you guys to please welcome my guest, Sir Shek. Sheku, Tarawallie, all that good shabam.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
To Stuck
Thank
in the
you.
Middle.
Thank
How you doing today?
I feel great. I feel amazing. It's a little gloomy outside, but
okay, I'm not here for this rain. I don't like the rain.
Yeah,
but we making it work.
Absolutely. Yeah. For sure.
How's your Saturday going? What's going on?
It's good. I think just today was probably just a day of rest and just wind down.
You had a hectic week.
It's been a very high octane last couple months, but yeah, just trying to take August as easy as I can and then start it back up again in September. So today was just breakfast, gym, chill, relax.
Is that like the usual like Saturday routine?
I try to, because I try to always have those moments of just being with yourself and just winding down and just like, okay, all right, how did this week go? How do you feel you performed? How do you feel like things you want to take from what you did, things you want to take into the next week? So that's usually my day to do that, and then Sunday's usually with the fam and just restart the whole thing over again.
I know that's right. We were just talking about like earlier that it's good to like mental health, to check in with yourself. So I think that is really dope that you did it, because I feel like it's so much pressure being put on us, especially the things that we're trying to do and then like our backgrounds and stuff like that. So it's really dope that you actually check in. I would recommend people to do that, because
absolutely, please do that.
It's real crazy out here, though, for real, because people could be going through stuff you don't even know.
Absolutely.
So I think it's him. All right, let's get into this interview. Okay, so before I ask this question, right, let me tell you something. So you're like, so you're from Maryland.
Yes.
Why do you think you're from London? I was thinking you were born in London, right?
Nah, so pretty much I am from Maryland 100%. But what ended up happening was, like, around my teenage years, I started getting in trouble, like, just acting up.
Bad boy.
So my parents, they wanted to ship me to Sierra Leone. But instead of shipping me to Sierra Leone, they shipped me to London. Like, my aunt intercepted it and was like, no, that's too harsh. Just send them to school there. And that's what ended up happening. Like, I ended up going to high school, finishing high school out in London. So, I didn't even know that I was going there. I thought I was going there on vacation. And my dad told me on the plane, like, you're not coming back. We got a school for you. That was my first time on a plane, let alone my first time in the UK. So, just 10 days later, that was it. I had a school, Southfields Academy. Shout out to Southfields, Mr. Linska. And then so I just ended up in South London, and
you from South?
Yeah.
Oh my
South
God!
Breezy,
Now listen,
SW11.
I didn't heard about South London.
Yeah. So I didn't even know London had hoods, let alone black people. Like, it was just like you really don't know based off of what they tell you on television. So, huge culture shock, but shout out to the ends, man.
That's
crazy. But I am a Marylander though, 100%.
Okay, shout out to the DMV.
Shout out to Maryland.
Okay, all right. So let me tell you why I asked you that, right? So, okay, I've been going to hip hop chicken.
Oh yeah,
chicken, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think you know where I'm about to go.
Yeah, of course,
of course.
I
do. Okay, so listen, y'all. Every time I go into hip hop chicken, right? There's a picture. There's a picture, and I'm like, I think it's like 4 or 5 people in there.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, I've seen this face before. And I'm like, is this Sir Shek?
Yeah.
But I'm so like, what are you like? You got a partnership? How did that happen?
So what ended up happening was I went to Towson, and they had a location that everybody at Towson pretty much goes to.
Right.
And shout out to Bam and Jalen, the county kids. We pretty much just walked in there and we're like, hey, look, you know, we eat here a lot. We'd like to kind of play off of, you know, kind of do some merchandising or whatever. And we just spoke to the guy, you know, who's like the manager of the shop. He's a really cool guy. Shout out to Ash. And we're like, hey, man, we'd like to partner up with you guys. And I didn't even really have to give too much of a spiel. He was like, yeah, of course. Do it. So we go in there. We start doing the photo shoots. We make like a merchandise and we like collaborate with them on that. And then he switched. So he went over to the Silver Spring location. And he just took the pictures with him. Like he took down the pictures in Towson and just took them with him over there. So we go in there and people FaceTime me and take pictures all the time. Like, yo, I see you in hip hop.
Okay.
But it's been a great partnership with them. They've been, you know, anytime that we have events or anything like that, they try to cater. You know, they'll come through, and I mean, it's just an amazing partnership, and we're pretty blessed to kind of have a local business that's trying to keep their ear to the streets as well, because their name is Hip Hop Fish and Chicken. So my pitch to them was, you guys are Hip Hop Fish and Chicken. You guys should probably, before somebody comes out at you like, hey, you guys are impersonating, you guys should probably try to, you know, tie up some things within the hip hop community locally. And they were all for it, and it's been a cool partnership. I think we might be the first artist to have a chicken shop I guess collaborator. So that's pretty cool
y'all know for real. Like I walked into there and I was like, y'all, I'm in the midst of a celebrity.
No, not at all.
Like every time we go inside there, his picture is there, and I'm like, wait, like this man. It is crazy that it's so dope that you said that. Like y'all literally just walked in there, was like, we really like this place, and we really like fuck with y'all. So what's up?
And I mean, I mean, you know, I think a lot of times, you know, sometimes everything seems a lot more complex than it really is, and it's just like, you don't know what on the other side, what their needs and what they're looking for as well. So they could be in the back, like in their huddles, like, oh my god, we need to figure out how to do something new, something fresh. And I think it was just perfect timing. And I mean, they go real hard for us. Like to have just random people just posted in your store that aren't the owners, it happens a lot.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what's up. Okay, all right. Now I tell you, I'm with a celebrity, y'all.
Not yet. Working on it.
God willing. Okay.
God willing, for sure.
So what is Sir Shek's thing? Like, what's your thing? Okay, let me tell you, because you make music.
Yeah. Well.
And then not the well. You make music. You're creative director. Yeah. Fashion designer. Yeah. I mean, I'm probably missing so much more. So like, what exactly do you don't like to be blocked?
Nah, it's So I think well, the name Sir Shek. Nobody's ever asked me that before. That's a really good question. The name Sir Shek. I think when I came back from the UK. Like I came back to Maryland. I had kind of a British accent, like a quasi, like I still sounded American, but I still had like British, you know, the way that I ended my phrases and stuff like that. And one of my old teachers was just like, oh man, Sir Shek is back. And I was just like, that clicks, bro. That makes sense. So as far as the creative process, I'm a fashion designer. So I've had a brand for about, let's say 10 years, but I took 4 years off to finish college. And then I came back. I've collaborated with Adidas. I've collaborated with Nike. I was on Karma Loop. I sponsored Logic pretty early on.
Oh my gosh, y'all! Y'all, he's done everything. Wait! You can't tell us the whole interview. Wait,
my fault. Yeah, so so pretty much I started the company with $191.78 when I was at a community college, Montgomery College, and I've never taken a loan, never taken an investment. I've never taken a design class. This was just me one day waking up with a couple of my friends, just like, yo, like, we're fly. We could do this. Yeah. Like, let's just try it. And that we just tried it, and we put together a logo and just went running. And I didn't even know that I could rap until maybe, I guess I always knew that I could rap. I just never felt like anybody would ever want to hear, like, who cares about some guy that like went to high school in London and like who's gonna care about this. But times change, and
that's crazy.
I tried it one time, and
it was like that.
It just caught. Just caught. So
it's really like that. Okay, so fashion designer,
yeah,
artist, all that good shabam. Yeah. Okay, I know that's right. All right.
Yeah.
So if you could travel to any year in a time machine, what year would you choose and why?
I'd like to see what people's body language was in 99.
99?
Because I feel like that was like really stepping into the unknown. I was like a change of a millennium. And I know that none of us here are going to ever be able to see that again in a lifetime. So I think that would be crazy. If I could go anywhere else, man, I'd want to see the turn. I'd want to see how people acted in like the turn of the millennium. I feel like that'd be crazy. And what year would I go to, man? In the past,
it could be in the past. Like I'll probably go to like when my parents were growing up, because I don't really want to say
there you go. Yeah, I'd want that. I was just watching. I don't know if you ever seen Back to the Future. Yeah. So I was just watching that yesterday, and he had to go back in time and try to put his parents together and stuff like that. Like,
right.
I wish I could do that. I also, if I could go back in those times, I'd want to be invisible.
Oh, why?
Just so that I can't affect anything. Like I'd want to be like imagine just going to like I don't know. Yeah, like just going to like a crazy rave concert and you're invisible and you can just do whatever you want and just go crazy and experience it, and nobody's gonna remember you. No experience. No, so like no consequences, no nothing. You're invisible, facts, bro. You just go crazy in there. So but yeah, definitely those two. 99 and I'm with you. I want to go see what's good with my parents, like,
because our parents my dad all the time be sitting here talking about how he was doing this and that. I was first in my class. I really want to see, bro. Because how you gonna be first in your class and then your brother was first in the class? So
facts. So
that's
like somebody's lying to me.
The truth. Somebody,
for sure.
What is your definition of streetwear?
Wow, the lines are so blurred now. I think I think when we first initially started the brand, I wanted to create a streetwear brand that was high end. And then I guess the whole fashion industry was thinking the same thing. And it just, like, the lines are just so blurred now. So for me personally, I think streetwear is always going to be the reflection of what is happening within the community that you're in. So, it just depends what community that you're in. So in the skateboard community, streetwear is going to look pretty different. If you're a sneakerhead, streetwear might look different for you if you're a sneakerhead. I think that it's just, if art is going to always be the reflection of the human condition, I think streetwear has to be the reflection of what, for better lack of the word, happening in the streets. Like, people's fashion decisions change based on their environment. Like in London, if I'm in the ends, I guess you could say, you're going to see a lot of tracksuits, not because you just, people are running, people are active, people are, kicking ball or running for buses and, on peds and stuff like that. If you're in Soho, some of the things that you wear in certain places don't necessarily mesh in other environments. So
that's true.
It's just a reflection of where you are. Like, I was in Florida a lot last month, and the things that they wear out there, like, like Hawaiian, like they were like they're guys on skateboards, they're just wearing all Hawaiian shirts. It'd be like a gang of them just wearing all Hawaiian shirts. And I'd be like, I don't know if a gang of Hawaiian shirts in Maryland works. But that's their version of it.
Right.
They'll take the Hawaiian shirts from thrift stores and put screen prints on them. And that's their definition of, what they wear in their neighborhood. So I think it really just depends on where you're from,
Okay.
So,
So talking about that, talk to us about, okay, tell me if I'm saying this right. Swavor.
It's funny because it's a regional pronunciation. So for me, it's Swavor, right?
Swavor, okay.
So I can say that, but then I've met people that are from like different places and they're just as passionate about saying it as Swavor, and I'm just like, I don't want to dull your passion for how you say this, so I'll let you say it however you pronounce it. But Swavor, Swavor.
Swavor. So the right word, y'all, is Swavor.
It is Swavor, but hey, if you like the other pronunciation, I'll never stop anybody as long as you're identifying the right brand.
That's good though, because for real, somebody be like, "Nah, that's not the name of my brand. So you better get it right." Like, get it right. I like that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
As long as it's coming from a good place, I think I'll feel the energy.
Okay, so talk to us about that. How did that come about? I know you were telling us about that earlier. You started with like 190.
Yeah, $191.78. I'll never forget it because my little sister is actually like my hidden like secret. Although if there was an investor, it'd be my little sister. She had like a piggy bank, and I was putting all my coins together. Like I was really starting from like absolutely nothing. Right. Like I was putting all my coins together to go to the Coinstar, and she just started giving me her coins, like, like on some like, so I took it there. Yeah, $191.78, printed off 24 shirts, black and white, blue and white, and just started selling them to my friends, and
taking off.
Yeah, I mean, not initial. I wouldn't say took off, but I would say that my friends were very passionate about it early, and I think that helped. So if anybody's listening, surround yourself with good people, because that is like the biggest thing. Like if all of my friends was just like, I don't know if I would have had the passion to keep going. So that's the start. I'm
glad that you mentioned that, because that just goes right into my next question. So my next question was like, what inspired you to get into fashion? Like, was there anybody that motivated you or pushed you or was like, no, you can do this and stuff like that?
I think I just always had I always loved fashion. I guess you could say, like growing up, when you're young, salon kids, like they always the parents always try to dress up the kids and compete and who dresses better, that kind of thing. I always grew up with that in the household. And I would say the turning point for me was when I knew that it was like a possibility, like you can become a fashion person. The first instance was probably in London. I remember exactly where I was when it happened. I even got it tattooed on me. The exact location where there was a guy in my neighborhood that he just had a t-shirt company, and I was like, what do you mean? It's like you bought them wholesale and you're selling them? He's like, no, like I designed this is my t-shirt. And I was like, wow, like unbelievable. And I guess the time where we were standing in the instance that probably triggered the whole thing was being in Montgomery Mall. This is when sneaker culture was like taking off. We were all like standing in line in like Montgomery Mall or
for the latest
drop.
Yeah.
And we're like standing, and there's like I know for a fact there's like 20 pairs of shoes. There's 90 of us. I'm like, bro, this isn't happening. Yeah. And we go around. I'm like, all right, like I walk to like around the corner, and there's a guy opening up a kiosk, those little heat press kiosks.
Yeah.
He's like, comes up to me. He's like, yeah, I'll give you 24 shirts for da-da-da-da-da. I'm just looking at him like, bro, it's like that easy to just do this? Like, you could just do this? And I didn't get them from him, but it got me thinking. Yeah. It was like, oh, man, this is like really possible. And then, the idea sparked. A guy actually named D. His name is D. He was like, man, you should just start a clothing line and just go. It's like, man, I think
I know
that's a good idea. Yeah, I think we should.
I think I'm about to.
Shout out to him. He's like one of the unsung heroes of the story. But that's how it started.
That's crazy. Yeah. You would think like when somebody tell you like how did it start, everybody would have like this humbling story, like, oh my god, like, or like say for instance somebody's like somebody's a singer, right? And they'd be like, yeah, I was in a church choir, and my dad was a singer, my mom was a singer, like all that stuff you would think. But it's just like, it's so crazy how people get their drive and their start things that they really want to do. So that's really dope that like like you kind of just had like, I would kind of say like angels, or kind of like just that push, like just to give you that drive. For sure. So that's really dope. Like for
sure. I think it was because obviously we're Africans, so education's always like the big thing. Like, oh yeah, have to make sure you go to school and get your job and it was like, okay, my parents are never just gonna let me wing it and just become a fashion designer ever in life. So I gotta do both.
I was about to ask you, so how did your parents take that? Because
they didn't take it well initially, but what ended up happening was we got successful. I remember for like 2 years straight, I didn't see any of my friends. Like I'd just go to work, school, and then work on the brand. And I mean, I wouldn't see my family for like 3 months at a time, and I lived in the same house as them. So they were just like, wait a minute, like, what are you doing? What's going on? Like, like I was just like, nah, I'm just working on this thing. And when I came back from London, I wasn't in any trouble. I was trying to, I was on the straight and narrow. So as long as my grades were good. At first they weren't happy about it, but the grades stayed, so once the grades were good, I mean, they couldn't really.
That's how it always is.
They couldn't really say anything to me. Like, they thought it would be a distraction, but once the grades came through and I was killing the grades, and I was starting to see success, and they couldn't really.
That's why it was
it's like
everybody's not talking no more. Facts. That's how I was as a parent. So my dad be doing the same thing, like so and so. But then like, cause I was the same way. Like I was bad, and I was like doing all types of wild stuff. And then my grades is crazy, but then my grades started getting well. Like he just stopped talking. I was like, you know,
they're kind of easier to please than I thought.
That's how it is.
Just the grades would come in, you know.
And that's it.
That was it. Like, can't really say anything.
How would you describe your design process, or how do you like choose concepts for what you want?
Yeah.
How do you put that stuff together?
So the brand in itself was always been conceptual from the jump, and I think that's what separated us from the start. So I would say early on there was like an era where everyone was wearing like t-shirts with like big paintings on them and all over prints and stuff like that, and we were doing that locally, which nobody in the area was doing at the time. And we basically would use, for example, we had an Alexander the Great collection, right? Where each piece was just a piece of his life. Like we break down his life in like 20 pieces. So like this piece symbolized his birth, and we would just, when you put them all together and look at it on the website, it was like, this is when he won that battle. It was like, you know, kind of in unison.
That's dope.
And we kept doing that. We did 2114, which was also the same thing, where I was trying to predict what the world would be like in 100 years. And every concept that we have pretty much just starts from sort of ourselves, our conversations that we have. I mean, just anything. Like, you know, when you're just in the basement just talking with your friends, and y'all are just like, man, like aliens and like, you know, we kind of just harness all of those ideas. Like, I don't take anyone's ideas lightly ever. Right. Like, I don't ever like dismiss anyone's ideas. I always put them together, and I'll start with the central idea. I'll start designing. I always try to do one design a day, just to keep things going, whether they're good, bad, ugly, whatever. Just one design a day. And once I have an idea, I just kind of build off of that, and I try to put everything within sequence. So sometimes all the pieces have names, all the pieces have stories. If you're a cult follower of the brand, every single one has a description of what the piece means, where it comes from, where it is in like our grander story, and it all just kind of builds like a world. That. Yeah, it just builds a world within the brand. Wearing
a shirt and it'd be like, this shirt means something.
Yeah. Which is like the whole Santa Mori thing is like it's a script, really. It's a script that I wrote that's based on, like, I don't know if you're hip to like the Moors, and the Moors used to run Europe. They're like the black people that used to cultivate Europe, and you know, I didn't want to make like, I wanted to be pro-black, but do it in like the slickest way that I could. Right. So I created this whole movie, wrote the script and this concept, and pretty much it's about a woman named Mori who is a leader of a land, and the Moors are about to lose control over Europe. I won't get too in depth, but she's half Roman Catholic and half Moor. Okay. And so whenever anyone sees the Santa Mori, you're really just wearing merch for a movie that I haven't created yet. Ooh, so by the time if I ever get the money to create the movie, you'll already be attached to the character, and you'll be like, wait,
you're already hit.
This is the explanation for what.
So that's it kind of works. Okay, that's so dope.
Yeah,
like,
thank
people
you.
just be wearing stuff just to wear.
No.
But like,
I try to keep.
You're wearing clothes that actually mean something. It actually has meaning. That's so powerful. That's so dope.
Yeah,
that's so
thank
cool.
you.
And you got the hat to match with it. Come on now.
I be trying, man.
All right. What fashion trends should people retire for like 2021 or going forward, and what would you like to see more of? Because let me tell you what I'm tired of seeing.
Yeah, I'll let you go first.
What am I tired of seeing?
I'm a little heavy-handed with this kind of thing. I'll let you go first.
What am I tired of seeing? I don't know, actually. I don't know. I can't think of it right now. Yeah. But if I see it on somebody, I'll be like, I'm tired, man. I'm tired. Yeah. Dunks is coming back.
Dunks are coming back for sure. Shout out to Travis Scott. He did he brought that back with a vengeance. If I could, any trend that I would, I'll say this. Wear whatever makes you feel comfortable. Wear whatever that you like, but wear it because you like it. Right. Don't wear it because you saw some influencer that was wearing it, or some celebrity, and now you're trying to copy what they're doing, because all they're doing is copying someone else. And you know, celebrities for the most part really, you know, they have stylists, so they have someone that's employed to do that.
Right.
I would say to anyone that's, evolving, trying to find their style, wear what you want to wear and try to evolve that, because we can tell the difference from when you're trying to pretend that this is what you're wearing really and this is when it's really you.
Yeah.
So I would say that. I mean, there's trends that come and go. There's trends that I'm seeing coming back that I was like, wait, I thought this was done.
Remember we had the puffer jacket trend like back then.
Yeah,
and then
I'm like, whoa, it came back, and then it was like people wearing bomber jackets, and it came back. I was like, wait. I love seeing those things though. Like, I feel like that's just an evolvement, but just stay authentic to who you are. Like,
right. That's crazy.
It's all good. Like, if you don't want to wear that, man, you don't gotta wear that. You could still be cool and wear something else. And I think that's something that the generation now, for all of its, for social media and all of, the things that it does on the negative aspect, there's a positive aspect as to where you could just be whoever you want now if you really want to be, you just have to walk into it and accept it.
That makes me giggle because you sound just like my dad.
Yeah.
My dad, like, when my dad be trying to, like, dress up and stuff like that, like, he'll leave out the house. I'll be, and, like, me and my mom, like, my mom be like, you guys come and see what your dad is wearing. And I'll be looking at him like, Dad, you can't wear this. And he'll look at me and be like, it's my body.
Yeah.
I can wear what I want to wear.
Yeah, like, yo.
Will, like, wear, like,
swag.
a brown long sleeve shirt with that yellow, like.
Swag, bro. Like, yo, that's how I'm feeling today.
Like, okay.
That's how I'm feeling today.
Like, this is my body. This is what me. I feel like wearing. I'm just like, that's crazy.
And it's like, if you walk in the room and you're confident in what you're wearing, you might stick out. You might look up, but if you feel like, yo, this is me. Like, what you mean?
Like,
I got one leg up. I'm crazy right now. Like, that's how, like, people in New York are. Like, it'll be like, I don't know. Like, I remember one time I was in Harlem and I was walking down the street and, like, there's just a group of guys just, like, making fun of, like, some guy that was, like, he was dressing kind of like, it was different, you know what I mean? But his response was like, what you mean, bro? I look crazy right now. You see the leg up? You see the pins? Bro, I match like what?
That's
like,
he
was different. Yeah, he was just swag. Like, that's how he felt. So it was,
that's the confidence.
Walk in that, man.
Walking your truth, period.
Yeah,
walking your truth.
Yeah.
What are your top 3 favorite fashion brands?
Ooh.
It could be like high end. It could be like local.
My favorite fashion brands. I would say my favorite fashion brands. Wow, this is a good one. Man, there's just so many people, bro. It's unbelievable. At the moment,
this is a hard one.
I like what Alik's doing. I like well, I mean, Louis Vuitton's kind of, I mean, obviously duh, but I'm trying to think of some underground. I like what Bottega is doing. That's really dope.
Okay.
I like Saint Laurent. I like what they're doing. I like where's he at now? I don't even know where he's at now. I forgot where John Galliano went. I was watching his last collection like not too long ago. He's doing pretty well. But yeah, that's for high end brands. But for I'll give you another 3 for streetwear brands. It's always going to be, I mean, Supreme, Stussy, those guys.
Yeah.
Like, they can't be beaten ever, right?
Okay.
You got the local brands. Mingo is crazy. There's a lot of people, man. There's just so many, like,
facts,
there's just so many. I mean, Saviato is still crazy. Like, everyone's, I think, especially in our area, I think everyone's really locked in a real creative space, and that stretches from DC all the way to Baltimore.
Right.
Like, there's brands like Daft that's like, people haven't heard of. Carpet is crazy as well. Like, there's just so many brands. It's like, I'm just happy to just be in this space. Yeah, I'm just happy to be in this space, man.
All right.
For sure.
Because you naming all these places, I'm like, hold on now. Let me put this down for a second.
Oh, Helmet Lane. That's another one. And,
shout out to everybody that's working hard, putting on for where you're from, doing what you got to do, doing the damn thing,
For sure.
All right. Let's talk Nike.
Yeah.
Yes, Nike.
Oh, and Nike, for sure. Shout out.
Fact, because
Nike.
Shout out to Nike, okay?
Nike always. Yeah.
So,
shout out to the guys.
You were actually able to create a pair of Air Max 95s.
Yeah.
How did that opportunity come? Because that's actually a huge deal.
Yeah. So Nike does this thing where they go around just looking for talent, really, just going around, reaching out to people like, hey, you should, I didn't really know what it was at the time, but when they reached out, it was like, yeah, you should apply for this. We really, we really are, trying to hop into this market or whatever. And I was like, okay, well, cool. I sent off my application, and they got back to me in like a month and were like, yeah, we've actually chosen you to be in this class of artists that are going to be doing sneaker silhouette of your choice, and which one would you like to start off with? It's like, well, it was a no-brainer for me. I was like, the only sneaker here that I have a personal attachment to is going to be the Air Max 95, just because of my history in London and everything that I went through over there. So yeah, it was beautiful. It was I even went back, I named it after my school. I used the old colors that we had, and then I went back to London and actually went back to the actual school itself in like February, and hung out with my old teachers, my English teachers. They were like, we can't believe you did all this. It's like, yo, like, what? This little American kid. Like, so that was a good feeling.
I know that was. I was gonna say, how did you like? That's a dope feeling. Like you go back because first you get sent because you in trouble.
Yeah.
But then you coming back like.
Yeah. And I got to talk to the kids and like just, hey guys, stay out of trouble kind of thing. But like give them real talks. Like, yo, like trust me, like your teachers, as annoying as they can be, like they know a little something. Just, you don't gotta listen to everything. I was you. I'm not trying to preach to you, but they know a little something. So that was a great moment. But Nike, I mean, even just like the whole process of knowing how things work from behind the scenes, distribution, and I tried my best to keep all. It started a trend.
Oh my god, I couldn't get one. It was sold out every time I wanted one.
Yeah, I got another one coming out. It's the same kind of jersey, but just a modernized one. But that was just a passion thing. I never, I made it because obviously, you always try to do something for your family. Of course, that's always something. And I just made one. I was like, hey, let me just make a Sierra Leone jersey, and then I put it out on Twitter on Independence Day, like 2 years ago. And it just went crazy.
Literally.
It just went viral, like crazy. Like, oh my God. And then I did the shoot with Rodney, and people were just DMing me like, when is this coming out? And I was like, all right, bro. Like, I'll put it up for pre-order, bro. Relax. Put it up for pre-order. It went crazy. I put it out on the website. It went crazy. I was just like, oh my goodness.
I really couldn't get one. I was so sick. Like, oh my God.
And it just, and you saw, like, it just started off like a rippling effect of like brands that had Sierra Leonean designers were now, making jerseys. Like, I think Labyrinth, I think the UK brand ended up doing their own, rendition of it with Converse. And that took off. And I was like, when I saw that, I was like, this is insane. Like, this is beautiful. Like,
this
wow.
This
is pushing the brand. This is pushing us forward. We don't really have much to, so the goal is always to push Sierra Leonean forward. I don't care if it's me. I don't care if it's you. I don't care who it is, bro. Like, as long as when my kids are born, they're like, have something else to cling on to Sierra Leonean wise, as opposed to just the blood diamond talk. It's a blessing, man. So we'll try to get you one though, man. Just let me know. I got you.
Because Fuad came in here last time when I was interviewing Fuad, and he had the jersey
came in
on.
Crazy. Yeah,
he
that's
had
my
the jersey
boy.
on, and I was like, first of all, because don't make me punch you, because I really do want the jersey.
Yeah,
I was
that's my
so
boy,
sick
man.
when
He got it mad early too.
Yes.
He was pressing me, bro. Oh my God. I thought Fuad was gonna be. I kept telling him, I was like, it'll be here next month. Be like, make sure. And then I pulled up to his house to drop him off, and then his dad and his mom wanted one. It was just like, okay, this is the thing.
We're definitely gonna get me one, okay, y'all. I'm gonna put it on here. I'm gonna be wearing it faithfully.
For sure, 100%.
Talk about the Sierra Leone Salon 232. Salon anthem. How that cover that? Okay, first of all,
Banger.
I'm tired of y'all doing things and not involving me in this. Like, you had a whole video shoot, and I seen everybody in the whole salon community. And I was just sitting here like, banger. That's crazy.
Oh my goodness,
you had everybody in there.
Yeah. So the video, honestly, man, that whole campaign, that whole thing was like, that was Rodney's baby from the jump. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just keep it. Rodney, we're both brands. It's my brother. We've always had like good talks, but when it was time for us to collaborate, he came to me with the idea and was like, look, man, like, I got this idea. Let's do a varsity jacket. Like, you send me, I design half, you design half, and we'll just go there. And then we got to do a song. And all I heard the whole time, I was like, varsity jacket, whatever, we can do that. All I heard was song. I was like, song. I was like, man, this guy really thinks I can rap. I was like, man. I tried to delay it a couple. Like, I tried to delay it. I was like, yo, like he's like, nah, it's got to be UK drill. I like did another song and sent it to him. He was like, nah, bro, it's got to be UK drill, bro. Like, that song's cool, but no, you gotta, this is the energy you have to get to. And I wrote the song, like, I found the beat, maybe wrote the song maybe 4 different times. And the first time I sent it to him, I just sent him the first verse. And when I caught his reaction, and he was like, bro, this is gonna be crazy. He was like, bro, I got the video in my mind and everything. And he was like, he had the mood boards and the directive. I was like, so it felt really good to just kind of coming, you know, I'm a creative director. I'm running the show and you know, where I am. So it was kind of cool to just be like, kind of come in and just be an executioner and an architect for, you know, generally someone else's ideas, you know, like, pretty much. I mean, I wrote the song and we designed the coat, but it was like, it was him that was the driving force. Like, bro, we got to do this. And I took all of that energy in and then found the beat and just
explosive. Y'all need to go listen to that.
Yeah, just
because I seen that music video and I was like, first of all, I done seen like 3 of my cousins in
there.
I was like, this
that
is
video
great.
shoot. Oh man, it was so special. It was such a special moment.
Just in time for Salon Independence. So it was like,
it was so special, man. That was like my first time. Again, like I'm not a rapper, so to step out there and not only just make a song but do it in UK drill, and then get the acceptance of it over there as well. And to do your first music video and like with the whole DMV scene there, it's like, man, this is like a lot of pressure. But once the camera got flicked on, it was, you know, it was time to go.
Talking about putting on for where you're from, we are all about like bridging the gap in the African diaspora and things like that. How do you feel like your different backgrounds, so like your Salon background, your DMV background, your London background, how do you feel like that all helps to bridge the gap in diaspora?
I think it does a lot to help. I think you know, I remember being African, and obviously, you know, I don't want to say I don't look African because I don't even know what that means, but people didn't believe it at first, right? Because on the surface level, I could pass for a lot of different things. And I remember growing up, my cousins who were darker than me, you know, whatever, they used to come home getting picked on, bullied, whatever it was. And, you know, being African wasn't necessarily the coolest thing when you were young, right? But, you know, as time goes on and, you know, our culture, the more people get to see the different levels and the different depths of what we have to offer, I think it kind of speaks for itself. Like, yo, we are the originals of this whole thing.
Everyone
like,
be African now.
Yeah, you know, like, you know, no disrespect. I mean, every culture is beautiful, and I think everyone should be respected, of course. But we weren't as glorified when we were coming
was African
up.
Booty scratchers,
right?
We was black monkeys.
Absolutely,
we was all that stuff. Not everyone was cassava leaf.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So now it is what it is, and I also think that, you know, obviously it wasn't cool at first, but I think also there's just a generation of people that just grew up. You know, like there's a generation of, you know, I guess those same people that were calling us African booty scratchers, their minds evolved too. You know, like they started to ask more questions. They started to look for more things that were, you know, like, wait a minute, like, hold on, like, let me try to figure out something about beyond what they just teach us in school about slavery. There has to be something before that. You know what I mean? Right. I think that there's just an entire generation of people that are just like, just looking for something else to cling on to. Maybe, you know, just the struggle of African Americanism isn't enough anymore. You know, like we need something more. Like, you know, like we, you know, like even just like Afrobeats being in clubs. I remember like being in a club one time, and like it really hit me that everyone in here is like really spiritually singing yay right now.
Vibing,
you know what I'm saying? It was like wow, like this is like unfathomable. Like if you're really African and you know, like I think it was me doing that, and then I looked across, there was a guy at another table doing that, and he was just like we both kind of made eye contact, and we were just like, this is crazy. He's like, bro, I'm hit. Like, I think we're just at that point where I think the information is out there, and I think black people are just we're looking for answers,
right?
And hopefully we find them within each other, and we continue to grow from that, because that's where it's going to start.
I'm glad you brought that up, because talk about that whole Burna Boy thing, because that's how I feel right now about this WizKid Essence. All y'all singing it, and now I don't got no tickets to go to the show.
Yeah, I know.
Because everybody wants to be a WizKid, and all of a sudden it's like, y'all only know that once. You see that video? I don't know if it was a video going around, and it was like a guy sitting, and he's like, everybody bought tickets to go hear Essence, but then when WizKid sings another song, everybody's standing there like,
yeah.
So that's so crazy how everybody's like trying to gather now.
Yeah.
So.
That's how it is. It's beautiful though. It's beautiful. Dope, though. I think when you're African and you're in that place, when you're in that place to be like, oh man, well, what you know about him? I think that it's important for all of us to kind of be like, okay, let's not be. Let's welcome this, because it's a good conversation. Kind of just like, y'all not into this, like, nah, like let's extend the invite. Let's try to lead with the best foot forward. I think
I'm glad that you said that, because a lot of people actually really need to take that into consideration instead of pushing them away.
Just
be like, okay, nah, like, let's welcome them in and stuff like that. So I'm glad that you said
that. Come on, like I know a lot of African Americans don't even know that Liberia is like the first is the only American colony in Africa. Like if you look at the flag, like
it's literally
there's a path. Flag. There's a pathway for you to go back to Africa if you really wanted to. You could just file an application and you're Liberian pretty much. So. I think we're close. We're gonna be stronger together. Let's not let colorism. Let's not let the borders that we didn't even create separate. Who we really are.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. What is 5 things that you cannot leave your house without?
Oh yeah.
5 things.
Oh, that's easy. Phone. Wallet. Keys. AirPods.
Okay.
And my Swavor satchel.
Okay, all right. We can do that. Yeah, that's quick. All right.
Those are my, like, I need those. Like, I can't.
Right. Yeah. All right. So, what advice would you give up and coming designers that's trying to get into the game, trying to, but just they don't know where to who to reach out to, because networking is very key and vital,
for sure, especially
in the fashion industry, stuff like that. So like, what would you advise them that's coming up and they want to do exactly what they're passionate about?
Find out. I think some people get psyched out by their own dreams at times, just like that hip-hop situation we talked about. Like, if we were overanalyzing and overthinking it, we would have never walked in there and just asked the guy, like, yo, bro, like, I think just lose all your pride. Lose all your pride. Like, lose all your pride, like, go ask people, like, hey, bro, like, how'd you do this? The worst they're going to say is no. And then you just remember, be like, all right, bet, I'll get you when it, you know what I'm saying? Like, that, just ask. Just be humble enough to ask, don't come into the gates just thinking that you're Ralph Lauren already just because you sold 10 shirts, like, that's not how it works. Come into the game, try to learn it, watch the interviews, watch the greats, watch people who don't, like, I watch Tom Ford interviews all the time. I've never made a suit a day in my life, but his philosophies, try to figure out your story. How can you implement the things that matter to you, not what the world is doing, not what's trending, the things that matter to you. Like, when you're done with all this, no matter how much success you get, you're not gonna feel like the designs that for me that were the most successful that I kind of didn't like. I feel better about the ones that I love that didn't do as well. Right. So just always be as authentic to yourself as you can, and be humble, and never let any of this get to. Don't lose yourself in this, because fashion is just like any other industry. Right. You get in the game, you're gonna be hot. There's temptations. There's people. There's just stay as humble as you can. Keep good friends around you, and have a tastemaker circle. And what I mean by that is like 4 or 5 people that you trust their opinions. They're not gonna lie to you about their opinions. Right. And but you have more than most people think, that they don't have enough to start. More times than none, you have enough. You have all the pieces you need. You're just not willing to.
Just overthinking. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not willing to ask that photographer, like, hey man, can you shoot this for me, or like, or can I just be at your shoot and like learn how to do. Some people don't want to do that. That's true. You know, so. That's my advice. That was a long-winded answer, but it's okay. That's the advice I would give anybody.
That was very like detailed and thorough. So, all right. So, what is Shek's love life looking like? What's happening? You taking? Single?
I'm taking.
Oh, sorry, y'all. Sorry, y'all. He taking. He don't want nobody. His DMs is closed.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely taking.
He was quick to say that. I know that's right.
Yeah. Come just on. off the rip.
Off the rip. He ain't playing no games. So nobody should go into his DMs. So before he got caught and beat people.
Yeah, I know, man. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so what is next for Shek? My shirt.
I got you. I've got a collection that I'm actually working on now. The reason why I keep my hat on now, it's like I don't cut my hair until I finish my collection. So I've like really for the last week just been going really like in depth.
Is that every collection?
Every collection. I don't cut my hair. Yeah, when I'm done. Until I'm done. Like when I'm done. Like it's funny because like when I like post my selfie of like my haircut, people be in my DMs like, the collection's done, let's go. Like it's one of those.
Oh wow.
So I don't cut my hair until I finish the collection, and I'm probably about like 65% there for the fall. But yeah, the collection's gonna come. I've got a couple records that are gonna come, and the songs are supposed to coincide with a collection every time. Like I'll never just drop a song for no reason.
Just because,
the songs are always gonna coincide with a release that's coming up. And I've got quite a few. I've got a pre-fall collection that's going to drop, and I've got a fall collection, and I've got a winter collection that's going to come. So it's going to be, we're going to try to expand it as far as I can.
I think some stuff coming up, y'all.
I think I'm going to leave the DMV with it. I think this is a collection that kind of puts the story together.
Oh no. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm waiting. I'm ready for that.
Thank you.
Anticipating.
Appreciate it.
All right. So where can we find you? How can people contact you? All that good shabam, like your music, Spotify, Apple, all that.
So for this music, I don't even know. Like I think just search Shek. I got 4 songs on there.
You're on Apple because I actually was listening to your music too. So
cool. So just search Shek on everything. SIRSHEK. Every platform. It's been the same since I started social media, and I just kept it. So it'll just be that. Search Shek anywhere. And then Swavor at SWAVOR, and then the website is www.swavor.us.
Right, y'all heard the man. That's where y'all can contact him or just get in touch with him if you want. Make sure you go check out his merch as well. All right, so before I end this off, like I told you, I always got games for my guests.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do a this or that streetwear edition though.
Okay.
All right, so I have a few streetwear brands, or at least I think.
Okay.
And then you tell me which one you would choose. Okay,
cool.
All right, so the first one is Nike or Adidas.
Nike.
Oh, he said it real quick. Okay. Do you wear Adidas though?
No.
No. I do both.
I'm a Nike guy.
Do I do it?
I mean, I haven't worn Adidas since I got the Nike situation. So if it's one of those things, like but I think I have like a pair of Y3s. Like shout out to Y3. He's one of my favorite designers. He's over there at Adidas, and he's like the sensei of all like minimalist design. So I still love him, but I'm a Nike guy for sure.
I forgot about that. Okay. All right, Supreme or Off-White?
I love Virgil, but it's Supreme.
Really?
Supreme has to be. Supreme is just too important to the scope of what fashion is. It's just too, like, Off-White is definitely amazing, and Virgil is amazing, and his work is amazing, but Supreme just means, it just means too much to the streets. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just to be honest, like, Off-White is dope, but Off-White stays on the runway. Supreme doesn't need the runway. Supreme is like, they were in the newspaper. They've just done so many things. They like sold bricks. Like, they're too much. I can't fade.
Everywhere Supreme.
Supreme is a big deal. Yeah.
All right, Bapes or CDGs?
Bape.
Yeah. Really? I thought I would think you would say CDGs. I like CDGs.
I like CDGs for sure, but again, it's just a history thing.
Yeah.
Right? So Bape is like, again, when you talk about blurring fashion and hip hop, Bape is like very influential in bridging Japanese culture, hip hop, like just what they've been able to do, the overarching of what they've been able to do. I still love CDG. Like for me personally, I won't really wear Adidas. You know how I responded? I was like, Nike. I won't really wear Adidas, but I'll wear CDG for sure.
Y'all pair CDGs?
Huh?
Y'all pair CDGs?
No, I don't. But I would though. Like nothing's stopping me from doing that. But just in the context of the question, like,
gotcha. Yeah.
Bape as a brand, like their clothing, I would definitely be in that.
All right, last one. Billionaires Boys Club or Huff? Is it Huff or Huff?
Oh, Billionaire. Oh yeah, Billionaire Boys Club.
Billionaire?
For sure. That's Pharrell.
Facts.
Never anything Pharrell is like just know that I'm voting for Pharrell. Like just anything. Okay. Like I'm voting for Pharrell.
Who would you collab with if you wanted to? Like
just a designer or
designer.
Man, designer. I would really want to be the student. I would say this. I'd really want to be the student of Raph Simmons. Like I would want to be his student. Like you know, like humbly be like, hey man, like I would want to be his student because again, like around these times where like high-end fashion and streetwear are meshing, there's like these key people like Riccardo Tisci, Raph Simmons, Rick Owens, like those types of people that were like in the streets, like with, you know what I mean, like just in the hip hop community, like, hey guys, that's the way, like, you know, being those only white guys in those clubs, you know, like
that's true.
So I would definitely want to learn from Raph Simmons. If you ever hear this, Raph.
If you ever hear this,
every
time I get on here, every time I have a guest that gets on here, they always talk to somebody, and I'd be like, listen, if y'all ever gets to this person, listen,
please, Raph.
I'm gonna need y'all to hook my people up.
Yeah, for sure, Raph, man, that'd be my guy.
Okay, so that was the This or That streetwear game.
Cool.
This interview has been dope.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for blessing us with your presence.
I appreciate you guys for having me.
Got him in the studio.
It's lit, man. It's lit.
Thank you so much for coming on and just sharing all your information with us.
Anytime.
It's been a pleasure getting to know you, telling us all about the wonderful things that you're doing. And I just pray for all your blessings to continue and all them good things and stuff. So I'm definitely rooting for you. Definitely.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Appreciate you guys, man.
So guys, that is the end of our interview today. But like I said, if you guys are new, shout out to you guys. Welcome to the family. Make sure that you guys follow us on all social media platforms, SitM Podcast on everywhere. Check out our website as well, SitMpodcast.com, and make sure you subscribe and hit our button, our follow button, hit the little bell notification, the little ding because we be seeing. So make sure you subscribe, all that stuff. Shout out to the team. Shout out to Reflex. And Reflex is here helping me in the studio today. That's our husband. Shout out to AK. Shout out to Charles, shout out to Ma, shout out to Eche, shout out to Inez, shout out to everybody. So with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in, and catch you guys next week. Peace out.
Peace. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Hey everybody, this is your girl Tutu, and make sure you check out our online store so you can get some SitM merch. Make sure you check us out. Make sure you hit up all our videos. We got some dope content on the way as well. Make sure you also subscribe, hit that bell notification, and check us out because we got more in store.